Anyway. How are you?
You're pretty upset about that. You know, your hand sanitizer.
Kevin, let me be honest with you.
I mean, it was.
Let me tell you a quick story. So in March, when I knew this was going to get, I could tell it was going to get kind of bad. Like
you were hoarding, like.
I went right to the area where they had hand sanitizer, and I grabbed a brand new one, and I like hid it. Mm-hmm. I also grabbed one of those things of
Clorox wipes,
and
so you were hoarding it.
Okay, so I was hoarding it.
Okay.
And so I had a whole brand new thing of the really great hand sanitizer, the non-smelly hand sanitizer. Yeah. Because we know what the other stuff smells like.
Yeah, tequila.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
I think it was tequila.
Yeah, I think it was too. Clear tequila. Anyway, so I had it like in a place on my desk, and the last time I was at work, I must have pulled it out and used it, and I came back and who comes in our area?
Well, cleaning people.
Why would they wouldn't steal hand sanitizer, would they?
They're cleaning people.
Okay, Kevin.
They got to be clean.
That's a good point. Anyway.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, I mean, it is the time, you know, it used to be stealing mouse pads and, you know, all that kind of stuff off your desk.
Yeah,
now,
it's a high value item now.
Now it's sanitizer.
So,
how are you doing today?
You're good. What's that? I'm not even sure what the topic is, to be honest with you. Do you know what it is?
Random thoughts. You know what? I did have a random thought the other day, you know, that was very interesting. I get the question multiple times in our help desk.
A week?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
From working from home and this whole thing, we get in people calling in saying that my connection is dropping all the time. So we call them, we ask them, we start going through the troubleshooting steps, the basic stuff. They always make the comment, well, I've got, my kids are here, or at night, you know, my connection, it can't be my connection because, you know what, I watch Netflix, movies all the time, and I don't have any kind of drops, I don't have any kind of, interruptions, any of that kind of stuff. So then we got to explain to them, and hopefully, you know, this will be education as well, the difference between watching Netflix movies and a true VPN to your company. Okay, so is it okay if I talk on this?
Oh, please do.
Okay.
Because I think it's a topic that people don't even know they need to hear.
Right, well, okay, right. Netflix.
Yeah.
When you start up a Netflix movie, okay, you always see the little bar on the bottom, right? Or if you hover over, even YouTube does the same, any kind of video does the same thing. You see the little bar and you see where you're at, right? But then above that bar.
I'll put an example right here. So you're talking about like the buffer zone.
Yeah. Buffer zone.
Buffer zone.
That's the word of the day.
Okay.
Video buffers.
It does.
So that it doesn't interrupt.
What is a buffer? Can we talk about that?
What is a buffer?
Of what a buffer is.
A buffer is I start a video before it starts playing. It's going to
preloads.
You gonna let me?
Sorry.
I mean, you asked me the question.
I can't. I'm just so excited about what buffer is.
It preloads, downloads a couple of minutes of the video.
Yes,
to your computer or TV or whatever, your iPad or whatever it is, and then once it has a couple of minutes buffered, then it starts playing.
Because it doesn't want to be going.
Right. So then it continues to download in the background and buffer, fill up the buffer while you're watching the video, so that you never. I mean, the whole idea is that it's going to download the whole video to your machine before you get to the point where you catch up to it.
It should play like an old school DVD where there's no buffer.
Right.
It's just a movie.
Correct.
Right. What happens if you have let's say a bad internet connection, or let's say no buffer, Kevin?
Right. So where the VPN is different is a VPN is just a direct connection to your company or wherever you're going.
Right.
Right. And VPN is very, very, very particular. It wants a constant connection because it's always passing an encrypted key and making sure, hey, are you still there? Yep, I'm still here. So it continues to chatter across that line. If there's any kind of interruption within that line, your VPN is going to say, oh, I don't hear from my.
I need to pause.
I need to pause. I need to disconnect.
Yep.
Because my connection's lost. Well, there's no buffering in the VPN, right? So then it disconnects. And then that's when they get the call of, well, why can I watch video and not my VPN? It's because it's too different. It's like ice cream and yogurt.
Yeah, the problem
Right?
is that people think that
It's
it's
two
a
different
great
things.
example.
It's two different things, right?
People probably think that we're doing something,
Well, yeah.
or the ISP's doing something.
Right.
They're not.
No.
They're just doing what they do, and you're at the behest of the technology you're
Sure.
using. That's all it is. You just have to educate yourself on how this is working.
Yeah.
It seems like magic, but it's not, right?
No, yeah, and I mean, for the general user, it is magic, and that's why they pay us, and
Right. Well, true.
just set it up and
Yeah.
do all that kind of stuff. But it's just the education of how it's different is. I mean, we do it very nicely. We talk to them about what's going on, and this is why, so that we can get to the bottom of it. But the education of that comment just keeps coming up, and it's not always Netflix. It's video, YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
So so describe to me what the average user is experiencing though. So what is the average scenario where somebody calls in so people know what you're talking about exactly?
Yeah, they call in and basically say that my VPN connection keeps dropping.
Okay. And then so you have to go into it. Okay, so how are you?
Yeah,
using
so
it?
then
What
we
are you
go
doing?
into it, and it's like, okay, well, let's check, and we start asking questions of, are you on your Wi-Fi at home? We have video about that as well. If you're on your Wi-Fi and you have a laptop and you're at your house, it's best if you plug in because of the dedicated wired
Sure.
connection. So we go through the troubleshooting steps, but they are starting to give us the information or ask the question of, well, my kids are watching, video all day long. And they don't have any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my VPN dropping? That's why they're able to watch video all day long and they don't have an issue. Or they don't see the drops that are happening because they are happening. It's just the video is buffering and it comes back on.
Yeah.
In a couple seconds,
exactly right.
so that the video you never see that drop.
But that's not how VPNs work.
VPN is,
And they're equating the same, like they're the same technology.
correct.
It's not the
It'd
same
be
thing.
just like VPN is, take the analogy of the cable, right? You are plugged in. Now my VPN is plugged in. If there's anything wrong with this cable, or I unplug it for a second and then plug it back in, that's a disruption. It's going to drop your VPN, right? Because you unplugged it.
It's the same
And it could be
concept.
anything from your house, and you brought up ISP. The ISP, Comcast or CenturyLink or all these different ISPs,
Internet service provider.
yes, they might be making a change on their end, or they might have a hiccup within their routers or switches or any of that kind of stuff. So that's going to affect your VPN more than your video, because of the constant connection that it needs.
Can I bring up a subtopic really quickly? We'll do like a 1 minute on it.
Sure.
One of the things that I've noticed in technology is people confuse, this might be a separate video, but I'm going to try and do it really quick. People confuse computer speed with internet speed. They say, my computer's running slowly. But what's really happening is their internet's having issues.
Yes.
This is along with the same lines that you're talking about. Like, Kevin, so my something's wrong with my computer because, you're like, well, that's actually your internet speed, right? So people confuse those things a lot.
Yes, they
kind
do.
of a sub deal. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a bigger topic.
It is a big topic. I just want to, but it is kind of in the same vein. Look for that video, by the way.
Yeah,
It'll
so
happen.
I just wanted to bring that up.
No.
If you have, stories about this,
Yep.
buffering, if you any kind of comments, anything that you can give us, topics, questions, like us, subscribe to us.
Yep.
We love doing the videos, but we want to hear
Comment.
from you. Comment. Cheers.
Stay tuned.
Have a good day.